Good morning. I'm Dr. Lisa Richardson of Main Street Martech. Happy to be a sponsor of the South Fulton Chamber Synergy Expo of 2021. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about why your marketing may not be working the way that you want. I get it. We don't really want to pay for things that we can't get an immediate return on, especially when we're already strapped for cash. Too often, as business owners, we don't recognize the need for marketing for marketing help until we've gone too far in the hole to even invest in the most minimal support. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with DIY. I mean, there's lots and lots of things that you can learn on your own, and if you put the time in, you can really come up with some really, really excellent strategies. The challenge, though, is that that's not the way that most business owners approach searching for marketing tips. They kind of cobble a few things from YouTube University and pick up a few other things from other friends that might be in business, or something that you saw on Instagram that seemed to look really good to you. The challenge there is that often leads to wasted time and wasted money, because their audience isn't your audience necessarily. And what you need really is a strategy that helps you to actually move your business forward. So let me tell you 5 reasons your marketing isn't working for you. First, and I would argue that this is the most important, you don't have a strategy. What you have, again, are these kind of things that you cobble together, what we call random acts of marketing. And that's not going to help you get consistent results because you don't have a long-term outlook or overview of what you're really trying to accomplish. You really want to set yourself up for success by looking at your goals, looking at your audience, and really digging into what they really want to hear from you and how they want to hear it. And then setting yourself up so that you can deliver that consistently. And then number 2 is that you're probably mistaking marketing for sales. Now, when it's just you and you're the chief cook and bottle washer, you also need to be the chief marketing officer and the chief sales officer. And those are 2 different roles. They work together really, really well, but marketing is about getting people to want what you have. So marketing is make them want it. Make them want it. Demand generation. Really, literally generating demand for your products and services. Sales is closing the deal. So that's where you do the actual financial or other transaction. So you really need to differentiate between making them want it and then convincing them to buy it, which is, those 2 different functions that work together for the benefit of your business. Number 3 is you probably haven't laid a foundation for your authority. You may not have a consistent brand that you put together. You might have a logo that you either worked on yourself or had someone do for you, but you haven't actually developed a whole brand, a brand being the look, feel, and language of your business. Who are you? Why are you here? What's your philosophy? What should customers feel like after they interact with your business or someone on your team? Your brand goes far beyond your logo and colors to develop all of that. And when you develop your brand out, you give your customers something to expect from you. And when they have expectations, they're on their way to knowing, liking, and trusting you, which is essential, especially online, for making sales. And of course, a core part of your marketing. And another big one here, number 4, Google probably doesn't know who you are. And what I mean by that is your website may not be, or is probably not, set up for search engine optimization, which is what Google uses to tell searchers and users that you have what they need. And it's your responsibility, or your webmaster's responsibility, to make sure that you're doing those foundational things, your content, your images, and the speed of your website being optimized for not just what you want to see on the website, but what your potential customers want to see on your website. Then you also need to make sure that Google knows how to serve you up. Google offers Google My Business, which used to be Google Places, an opportunity for you to show up on Google Maps. And when you do that, if someone is searching for hot sauce near me or gourmet popcorn near me, Google says, oh, well, these businesses are right here within a 5-mile radius of you, or 10 miles, or whatever. And they're only going to show up if you're there. So you've got to claim your Google My Business profile, which is free and also available even if you don't have a physical location for your business. So keep that in mind. You do not have to have a physical location for your business in order to use Google My Business. However, you do need to have an address that they can send the verification card to verify that you do in fact really exist somewhere. Okay? Then, once you've got those things handled, pardon me if I tip down to my notes again, the last thing is that your information across the web is probably kind of inconsistent. You might call yourself Jay's Rubies over here, and on Facebook, and then on Instagram, you're Jay's Magnificent Rubies, and even something as simple as being ROAD on one address somewhere and RD somewhere else can tell Google that that's not the right place. So you want to be incredibly consistent, completely consistent, very, very consistent everywhere that you show up online. Use your address and phone number entered with exactly the same information in exactly the same way in all of your online presence. That consistency, again, leads to sending people to your Google My Business page, which sends them to your website, which makes them start developing that relationship with you. And of course, online selling and selling in general is about knowledge. The people want to know, like, and trust you. So you have to show them that you are who you are and you're awesome. All right? So those are your five reasons why your market may not be giving you the results that you want. Here's what to do instead. First thing you want to do, establish your identity, develop your brand. Make sure that you are telling people who you are and why you're awesome in the same way, in all the same places, across the board, in the same way. 2, showcase your expertise. Make sure that you are telling people why you're awesome. You've earned your stripes. Show them and tell them why. And tell them how you got to where you are. Number 3, demonstrate consistency. Even if you only post to social media once a week, make it the same day every week and around the same time. And people will expect to hear from you. Ideally, you want to show up, you want to post maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But if once is all you can manage when you're doing it by yourself, that's okay. Just be consistent. Be there. Okay? And remember, it's not just more posts that make you consistent. It's more quality. So again, like I said, it could be 1 post a week, but be consistent and be great. Next, number 4, provide social proof. Who else loves you? Don't be shy. Ask your previous customers and clients for reviews. Ask them to review your Google. Ask them for a review on your Google My Business page. This is one of the most important places for it, as well as testimonials on your website. let them tell your future customers how awesome you are rather than you just saying it yourself. And then finally, nurture the relationship. It's gotta be a relationship. Whether you develop your email marketing skills or you cultivate your social media audience, whatever you choose to do to build a relationship with your community, your customer community and your partner community and your general neighborhood community. Whatever you do, make sure that you are part of that community and you're contributing in the ways that make sense for you. All right? Sorry, again, I have to go back to the notes. Now, marketing does not guarantee sales. And anyone who says, oh, if you just do this many social media posts, you're going to make $10,000 a month is lying to you by default, because there's no guarantee that sales will happen. But it is really, really, really hard to generate sales without any marketing. People have got to know who you are. And that's something that you're either going to have to invest time in or you're going to have to invest money in. And don't let anyone tell you that time is not as important as money. Time is money. So if you've got to DIY, that's perfectly all right. Just make sure you've invested the time to make it awesome for you. The goal of marketing is to attract leads. You want people to know who you are and want to be in your space, and preferably be in your space giving you money. So you really want to make sure that you are doing something with the attention that you get. Again, people want to know, like, and trust you so that then they feel comfortable giving you their money. Sales is responsible for nurturing and closing the deal. You want to make sure that after you've brought those leads in and you've qualified them, and qualifying just means that you know that these are people that actually want to buy and they're not just kind of looky-loos. And don't discount the looky-loos. You got to nurture them too, just with a little less energy. You want those qualified leads to be the ones that you spend the most of your energy on, because those are the ones that are going to close and turn into actual revenue and hopefully advocates for you after they've been very, very satisfied with your product or service. Support and client happiness, which again, it might be you, is responsible for ensuring that customers are successful with your product or service so that they go and tell other people how awesome you are. So these are all different roles that you have to consider in your business, so that your marketing actually works the way it should. Because the marketing generates demand, but the rest of your team, sales, customer service, they keep people happy and coming back for more. And that's how you get more customers. So ultimately, what you want to do is to set up a way that you are establishing your identity, showcasing your expertise, demonstrating consistency, providing social proof, and nurturing the relationship. Those 5 things are what you should be doing in order to make sure that your marketing is working for you and get your entire team on board. Now, if your entire team is you, yes, you've got to devote some time to each one of those different things, to each of those roles, not just the actual production of your product or service. And I recognize that that extra time is time that you're not putting into developing your product. So if you can't invest the time and you would like to get some help with that, please reach out to us. Main Street Martech is based in Douglasville, Georgia. We also have an office right here in College Park. So feel free to reach out, follow us on social media, and give us a shout if you need some help. Good luck and good business. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.